If you can handle more than 100 jolts of 100% pure terror, then you might be ready for Terror in the Isles. A totally unique, non-stop roller coaster ride.
Welcome to Terror in the Isles, episode 10. We never thought we'd get here because it's been February since the last time we recorded.
Been a little while, but we've been busy. Scott's been working, and I got married.
Yeah, John got married. What did you guys went on your honeymoon where?
Well, we didn't really go. We just had like a weekend getaway. We just went to Bristol, and of course, like we like thrifting and everything. We went to the Tri-Cities flea market down there, looked around, and went to the antique store, stuff like that.
You guys, I think you picked a bunch of stuff up, didn't you?
Not really.
Oh.
It's not really a whole lot there. I
thought
don't
y'all
know.
got like some salt shakers.
I got some. Yeah, she's got some salt shakers and
Okay.
stuff. She collects that. I picked up a few cassettes and stuff, which we'll talk about cassette collecting here soon in the show. But yeah, like figure wise or anything horror stuff or really any movies or anything, I really didn't pick up nothing like that.
It was fun just to get out, I'm sure. Cause
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty big flea market. It's in Bristol, of course.
Yeah.
And it's got like 10 buildings. You walk in, and they got people sitting outside and stuff. So, but it's better to wait till like June or July, when right in the middle of summer when it's real hot. And you have more people sit outside and stuff. So I definitely want to go back this summer before the summer's over with. So.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. And
every time I tried to get up with you
Yeah.
was working. You had to work.
We've been doing. We had to do like 16 or so videos for the Beckley Raleigh County Chamber of Commerce, and we call it. We had to do a whole branding thing. We called it Chamber Flicks, kind of like Netflix. It looked like the same. We used like same font and stuff. It looked pretty cool. That was working on that. Plus, we had like some college graduations the last 2 Saturdays because we always normally record on Saturday. We're recording on a Sunday this time. But yeah, so it's just I've been so busy, and then with my normal car commercials that I do every month, it all kind of hit at once. So.
Do you do the one for the Howerton? Is that what it's called?
I don't do that.
You
The
don't
John
do that?
Howerton.
Yeah, him and his wife. I was always wondering. I see them on TV. I was wondering, does Scott film them or not?
I don't, but I would
that
love
guy's
to.
a little joker. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been hanging out. Got a new ride and got married and just doing some videos on YouTube stuff. I've had some videos here recently. I got a new series called Metal Mondays for the
awesome.
metalheads out there. Basically just collecting stuff like CDs. Might have some updates in it. Has some storytelling for stuff growing up metal. And just showing off other things that it's in my collection that's metal-wise, so. And bringing back an old one that's been a while, Friday Night Frights. It will be this next Friday on the 21st of May. That'll be coming back. But I'm changing it up now. I'm not talking to just like YouTubers and talking about their favorites and stuff. I'm doing more of just one movie review on that, that video, and just make it just a review show more likely. So,
Okay,
so at
and
least for a little while, change it up. And then I might change it again. I don't know.
Are you going to be talking to people or? Is it
Nah,
maybe
just doing
you?
a
Okay.
review on
Cool.
a movie that I watched. And the first one I've already filmed. It's on a movie that I hadn't ever seen. I've had my collection like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Don't Go in the House. Have you seen that one?
I believe I have.
Yeah. I've had it for years, and I can't remember if I got it off of you or I got it off of Metal Murph, I call him.
Yeah.
But I just been sitting there for years, and I was like, I need to watch that. So I watched it, and I said, I'm going to do a review.
Is it the one? Have you watched it already?
Yeah.
Is it the one about he's like a crazy guy and he's working at this weird place, but he's like stalking girls?
Yeah, he stalks girls, but it's kind of, I don't want to give it a whole lot away for people to watch my show, but it's only like a 5 or 6 minute review. I'm doing like quick reviews. I'm not giving everything away.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes home and finds his mother dead, and it's more like, it kind of reminds you of Psycho, because he hears voices and he hears her voice, and he goes out and gets girls. And
doesn't he like burn somebody up or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of, you remember a lot about it.
Okay,
then.
gotcha.
The guy that plays him, I can't remember his name, but Rhonda told me, my wife, she told me that, she said, I've recognized him from somewhere, and I looked him up, and later on, this was in 79, I believe it was, but then later on, he was in The Sopranos, so.
Okay. I'll have to look at that
Yeah.
later. But I guess the best thing people can do is just watch your video and they'll know.
Just watch it. I mean, the first one's only 5 minutes. It's short, quick reviews. It's nothing. I just tell you basically the story, what I thought about it, where I picked it up, if I can remember where I picked it up. At least this one I did. I got on VHS.
Yeah.
And I think it did come on Blu-ray here recently. So, but it really surprised me. It was actually a lot better than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I remember it being strong, but it's been so long since because I watched kind of a lot of those together, like Don't Go into the Basement.
Yeah,
I
got that one too. That one's a little weird too. That mainly takes place in like a insane asylum, and there's not really a whole lot of going in the basement. That's so weird why they call it that movie. And just like this one, it was more like don't get in the car because he was picking women up in the car and taking them to his house.
That's right. Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, check that out. That'll be next week, and I'll start having them on Fridays. And I've been doing some MJ TVs, showing off, going to thrift stores and Goodwills and maybe some flea markets or something coming up soon. So
cool.
I plan on trying to go to the one in Hillsville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jason's from
going there, right?
Spookables. He's going there to sell, and Jared said he's going to check out some stuff, and I think Larry probably will go from Welcome Back Collectibles. I've never been, and I asked my lady, I said, you want to go? I said, but I hear you got to get there early, and it's hectic.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I think it's like 1 mile long. So I was like, you got to find some cool stuff there. So trying to pinch the pennies there till the end of the month for Memorial Day and go to that. I really want to go to that.
That sounds fun. Well, the biggest news in my world, I guess, John, is the new Masters of the Universe. We just found out, I saw on Kevin Smith's Instagram, but Netflix and Mattel released the release date for Masters of the Universe Revelation, and it's a continuation of the old original 1980s series. July 23rd on Netflix, they'll release a 5-episode arc, and it's basically part 1 of the first series. So I guess they're going to release the next 5 like a little bit later on.
Oh, okay.
But July 23rd will be the date, and they released some images. Have you seen the images?
No.
Okay, I'll pull those up for you to look at. But I thought they looked really cool, and take a look at these right here.
Or is
it's a cartoon.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so the first image you see, it's a split screen He-Man and Skeletor. I think Skeletor looks really cool right there.
Oh, yeah, and I have seen these.
Okay.
I remember seeing somewhere I was scrolling by on Facebook and somebody posted them.
So there's a Prince Adam, which I like that he's like super small and He-Man's like super big because it makes sense. It's like, why is Prince Adam just as big as He-Man?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure people could figure that out.
Yeah.
There's He-Man on Battle Cat. Battle Cat looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got a fight between Skeletor and He-Man. We have Tila. We have all kinds. We have multiple members. Orko, there's Sorceress. A bunch of people right there. And then I like Beastman looks really cool.
Beastman's really cool. I always like Mossman. There he is.
There he is.
I was just saying Mossman, and you pulled him up.
And that's the 10 images they released.
Huh.
And then Mattel released the actual action figures,
Okay.
which I was wanting to get your opinion on. Some people like
So
it.
they're based off of this now. They're
Yeah.
not the ones that's already out right now. They're different
They're
ones.
I think they're different.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
they're based on this. So let me just go to Mattel real quick. If I go to Mattel, it should pull them up. And I like them, especially in box. Out of box, I can kind of see like if people are upset a little bit, but I think they look cool. Okay, so here's He-Man. I've pulled He-Man up, and this is in package.
That's cool.
I think it looks really cool in the package.
It's more like a box almost.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I wish they had maybe a little bit more He-Man art, but I like the kind of the plain Netflix. He looks really cool in the box. There's Mossman. I'm showing these to John. I'm just kind of pulling them up on my phone, so he's not seeing them out of box. I know people kind of had complaints out of box, but I think in box they look really cool.
Yeah,
So.
there's something like that. I probably would keep in box.
Oh yeah, you know what I forgot?
A lot of things I like to open and display, but it just depends on who makes it, I guess, and what kind of figure it is. Like in reaction figures, they're a little bit smaller and they're just not really detailed, so I keep them in the package if I bought any of them. But
yeah, I think they just look cool in a package. But if like I was a kid, for sure I'd be playing with those. They're also making so FYE's also making like new hot sauce, and they have like 2 different ones. It's I think it's Man at Arms and Beastman. But they're making hot sauce that's like FYE exclusive. That's also going to be, I guess, tied into the movie, which is pretty cool. And
That's somewhere I never go anymore.
oh yeah,
At our mall, I mean, it just never seemed to. I think I probably went once in the last year. It just, I don't know. And then when I did go up there, it was like a ghost town. I'm surprised they're staying there in their mall. I'm surprised they haven't shut down yet.
yeah. So yeah, I pulled up here's the photo of.
There it is, the hot sauce.
Yep, and that's Beastman, and then they also have Man at Arms, and the Man at Arms is green, and the Beastman is of course orange. So that's kind of cool, and they're like $10.
Oh, okay.
It's an FYE exclusive, so.
I'm not big on hot sauce, but it'd be cool just to have, I guess.
I think I would just hold on to the bottle.
Just hold on to the
I
bottle,
would probably
yeah.
try it on like maybe in a video or something, and then keep the bottle.
Huh.
But yeah, so I'm super excited about all the Masters of the Universe stuff. It's going to come out, new figures, and there's also another series on Netflix. So they're releasing two. One's more like aimed at kids.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be like Kitty, and they'll have figures. It's more like probably, I think it's trying to target probably like the 3 to like 13 demographic, and then the new series will be like for older fans and for like teenagers.
I'm surprised they ain't have they brought She-Ra back yet?
Yeah, Netflix did do a She-Ra
did,
thing.
yeah, I
they
thought
did like
they did.
5. I liked it. It was good. It was 5 or 6 different seasons.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it should be connected to this one because it's totally different. It's like it's a standalone, I think.
I'll have to check that out.
But,
When's that coming out again now?
so July 23rd on Netflix, and that'll be the first 5
I'll have to
episodes.
tune in and put that on my list as soon as it comes in so I can check that out.
Yeah. So, John, you're telling me that I haven't seen it, the new Conjuring, the devil made me do it?
The Devil Made Me Do It. Yeah, it's the third Conjuring, and it's set to come out and be on, I think, HBO Max, too.
Well, that sounds awesome. I think let's jump on in and watch this trailer.
So what do you think of that one?
It looks cool. I want to see it for sure.
You get it confused with Insidious?
I did.
A lot of people do. I love them movies, too. But yeah, this is the third one. I think a lot of people think there's probably more than 2 because they do have the Annabelle too that splits off from it, and the Nun comes from it too, and they have different ones.
Okay.
I didn't really care much for the Nun, but this one looks slow in the beginning, but then it looks like it picks up. And I like their movies because they're based on true events and stuff, and these were real people, so.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it for sure. I need to get caught up. I want to watch maybe all the Conjurings and all the Insidiouses again.
Yeah, I love
that
all
way I
them.
can like keep them apart in my mind.
Yeah, I have all of them in my collection. That's some of the newer movies I like more than like the current slashers or something that comes out. I like them types of demon possession and the hauntings and stuff like that. And these are right up top. I love the Conjuring films.
Yeah, they are really cool.
So I'm excited. I can't wait to see it.
No, that's probably coming straight to theaters now.
Yeah, it says theaters, and I think HBO Max too. You can get it on.
Awesome. And I guess, well, we're recording. This has been out. The CDC said that if we're vaccinated, we can go do what we want pretty much.
Yeah.
So we can go watch movies, I think, now. The only place they said if you're in a plane, wear a mask. And like if you're in public transportation, like a subway where it's like real packed.
About a month ago, I went and seen the Godzilla Kong movie.
Yeah.
And people had masks. It said wear your mask in the lobby area, getting food and stuff. But when you got in the theater, you could take it off.
Yeah.
As long as you weren't sitting real close to it. And they had some of the seats closed off and stuff. So, and it was a matinee or whatever. So it really wasn't maybe 20, 25 people in there, spread it out. So I guess that was pretty safe. But, and you didn't have to wear it in there. So.
Yeah. Which I figured it once the vaccines, once people started taking them.
Yeah, and that's the first film that I had seen in the theater for probably a year.
And you said you liked it a lot, right?
Yeah, I loved that one.
Yeah, I need
but
to see it.
that's the first one I've seen in the theater for a year. I was kind of hesitating to go, but I was like, I really want to see it in the theater. So.
Yeah, and I love seeing movies in theaters. So
I can't wait to see this one. Check this one out too. The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. So we've been doing some cassette collecting. I'm just getting into it. I sent a link to Scotty Slasher buying a little boom box.
Yeah.
You picked it up, didn't you?
I bought it right. I was like, that looks cool. It was like tax and all. It was still under $40.
Yeah, and I picked one up right after my buddy JT of the Dead picked one up and told me about it. And next thing I know, I'm going to thrift stores and flea markets and looking for cassettes. Mainly soundtracks and some older metal and stuff that I had when I was a kid. But it's been pretty fun so far. And I've got another bigger stereo now that has a record player and everything. So I really ain't got into records or nothing, but who knows? It might come soon too. So
Yeah, I did get into. I bought some records, and then then I started buying cassettes as well. And then once you told me about this, because I had all these cassettes, and I'm playing on a player that doesn't play very well anymore.
Yeah.
So they all sound great. So I was wondering about like what you're collecting, and soundtracks was one.
I got a few metal cassettes here recently. You know, I think there is small communities out there, just like the vinyl has came back and everything. I don't know if these are coming back, but I have found some people on Facebook that have like groups and stuff, and a store or two that I found that are actually re-releasing some older classics that are expensive now to find originals, but they are redoing them on cassette. So it might make a little bit of a comeback. They said overseas it's getting big. So, and now they're making, you know, little boom boxes look like the classic ones from the 80s and stuff that you can play tapes in or MP3 or whatever you want to with it. But that's pretty cool. Or Bluetooth. It's got Bluetooth too. But JT of the Dead got me started on that. And like I said, the records now, if I did get into records, I don't know. I like the soundtracks, the horror soundtracks. Have you seen the releases of some of them?
They're really pretty.
Yeah, like the Jason ones and the Creep Show. There's a Creep Show one that's really cool.
Yeah.
I've seen some of that stuff. So if I got into any vinyl and stuff, I would definitely get into that stuff. But it's just so expensive. Some of them are $30, $40, even $50.
Some of them more than that.
Yeah, but you always got the Goodwills to look for cassettes. I picked up a lot of soundtracks here recently at a Goodwill, and just surf around on eBay every once in a while. You might find a good. It's better to buy a lot on eBay. It seems like to get a cheaper price.
So I was going to kind of tell some of the cassettes I've picked up, and they're kind of probably some of them same as yours, but soundtracks was big, so I started picking up just soundtracks. So I got like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4.
Yeah.
I got The Lost Boys. I got Jaws 3D, Psycho 3, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Rocky 4, which I know you have.
I got that one.
I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Secret of the Ooze, which I loved that one as a kid, and I had the cassette as a kid as well. And then, you know, I'd pick up stuff that I didn't really listen to when I was younger, but I've kind of listened to now. I've got 5 different Phil Collins cassettes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got like Face Value, No Jacket Required, Hello, I Must Be Going, But Seriously, and Both Sides. Oh shit, I've actually got his Serious Hits Live too. So I got 6 different.
Oh yeah.
And then I got the Miami Vice soundtracks. I got Vanilla Ice's To the Extreme.
There you go.
I got the Shocker soundtrack.
I recently got the MC Hammer, the one with You Can't Touch This.
Yeah.
I found that at an antique store in Bristol, and well, actually, my wife found it. She picked it up. She said, "You got to get this."
Yes,
and I was
you
like,
do.
"It's not a soundtrack, and it's not metal." I say, "But my God, now I'm gonna get some damn hip hop." I said, "I'll probably get a little bit of everything, probably." So
Yeah. Some other stuff that I've gotten. I got DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's Home Base.
okay.
I got BG's Greatest Hits. I have Cyndi Lauper's She's So Unusual. I bought a new cassette when they were still touring on this album, The Jasons, Blood in the Streets. That's pretty cool. They also released a record for that, and I bought it. It's like a blood red record. But yeah, like I kind of got just like certain. I've got a couple more Dream a Little Dream soundtrack, but
Where did you find the Nightmare on Elm Street one?
I got lucky at some thrift store. I think I got that at the Blacksburg.
That's crazy.
Goodwill. What is that place called? It's like a YMCA.
YMCA.
I love that place.
Yeah, I just recently went down there and they had a lot of VHS. Somebody brought in a ton of VHS, and I didn't really find no cassettes or anything. But yeah, that's that, and like the Friday the 13th are really hard to find. But they did make them on. I don't know how many they made on cassette.
So another thing I noticed is you were getting like these metal tapes, like stuff that I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
Like, what is it Exodus?
Exodus. Yeah. Well, I don't actually have one of them. What's the name? JT. I'm just speaking a little bit more of a JT.
Yeah.
He could. He's talking about bootlegging some where you can Bluetooth and you record onto a blank tape or whatever. And he sent me some covers that he made up because I don't have a printer or anything like that. He said, "I'll just send you these, and if you can get you some blanks, it'd be cool," because he made a few too. But Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody that liked metal or back then, or I want the original first like 4 or 5 albums of Metallica. Would be cool to get, on cassette and stuff. Even though I mean, you can pick up the CD for $5, but still, yeah, just to have the tape and
Yeah.
I'd still listen to it, so it doesn't matter. I got 2 different tape decks now I can listen to. But stuff like AC/DC, and of course, I mean, you've heard of them. Everybody's heard of them. Maybe some other ones I can't think off right off.
You had maybe you were just sharing covers, but it was stuff
maybe.
I guess you used to listen to, but it was stuff that I wasn't familiar with.
There's a Forced Entry.
Yeah, that was another.
That's a tape that's. I seen one online. It was like $190. It was crazy.
Okay.
So he's like, yeah, just bootleg that one for a while until you maybe run into it. But if you ever find it, as above, so below. It's really rare. It's even rare on CD too.
Now, did you get into hair metal?
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I like Motley Crue and
Yeah.
Def Leppard, stuff like that. I mean, my mom played stuff like that, and it started, got me into that. Dio, I like Dio.
You like Dokken?
Dokken, stuff like that. Yeah.
It's just recently I kind of
not
got
no
into
Cinderella or nothing really.
yeah?
I didn't really get into. I mean, I remember some of their songs or whatever, but I didn't buy any of theirs.
I like a couple Rat songs too, but I've been getting into kind of a little bit of I bought a Motley Crue album, and I never had listened to Motley Crue really before.
That's crazy.
Because you came along when that was like the main thing, and I was sort of a little bit after that. My main thing was like punk rock, like Green Day sort of opened up like, just different punk bands for everybody.
Yeah, I never really got into the punk stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them I've listened to, but there's so much out there, and just so much underground metal too. I grew up with a friend that his older brother was listening to thrash metal and got us into listen to some of that. Like the Exodus and the Megadeth and Metallica, Slayer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we were also listening to rap on the side around the same time NWA came out, Ice Cube and Eazy-E, all that stuff. So we listened to rap, but then we would listen to his stuff too, and then it's kind of mixture.
That's cool.
So that was my favorites growing up, really.
So like when Anthrax did their song,
Anthrax, I forgot about them.
Who was it? Anthrax and Run DMC?
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy.
Bring the Noise.
Anthrax,
Yeah.
Was that awesome for you?
Oh yeah, that was really
like
cool.
Merging the world.
Because that was different at the time. Some people was thinking Anthrax sold out because they did that, hardcore metalheads. But then later on, probably 10 years later, you started having Limp Bizkit and Korn, stuff like that, and it mixed that kind of stuff. But and then of course Aerosmith and Run DMC did that.
That's
song
right. That's
too,
the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Walk This Way.
So
that was more like rock and rap.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I liked it all at that time. I thought it was cool, and I had quite a bit of tapes, and I wish I wouldn't have got rid of them back then. I probably had a few hundred back then, and just got rid of them one day when CDs came out, just like VHS at one time. Then go back to buying them again. So
awesome. Yeah, like so my kind of goal too is I've never seen them because they're like early '90s like punk stuff. I'd like to find like even the mainstream stuff, but like even like stuff that maybe they only put on tape. But it's hard to find that stuff, and like
it
you
is.
said,
Well, when you go to thrift stores, you always see country for some reason.
Oh no.
And you see gospel stuff, and I mean that's all right and everything if it's your cup of tea, but I don't know why it just seems like the cooler stuff like the VHS. When you get into collecting that, the horror stuff is hard to find because there's so many people that want to collect it, and there's a lot of collectors out there that collect metal and collect it on cassette. Or the soundtracks, it seems like I found quite a bit of them here recently. But some of the other stuff like that, the metal and even the rap stuff back then is kind of pricey if you look online.
There's some kind of rap album I saw that's like super rare, and Eminem bought it. Did you see that?
I
What
did
was
see
that?
something like that. It was it was up there. I can't remember. I did see that online somewhere.
It's a couple $1,000s, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was like original
someone
printing.
said, well, he had too much money. He just throw away. It was original printing.
And it was never opened because everybody who bought that would open it. He said so. And I can't remember who it was. My buddy Tom told me about it and sent me the article, and I was like, I'm gonna look for this. So I think I've screenshotted it. So if I'm ever like,
I did see that though online somewhere.
Like even open, like I saw on eBay they were selling it for a couple $100.
That's crazy.
So But yeah, tape collecting, kind of what John's been into and what I'll be into now that
Yeah.
I can go out, I can do whatever. So
Yeah, I
I'm gonna go
remember
to
you
some
had a few
Goodwills.
soundtracks before I started getting into it.
Yeah.
And years ago, I started to get into it at the time, and I got a few soundtracks, but I didn't have but maybe 10 or whatever. And then, of course, like an idiot, I sold a bunch of stuff.
What did you have? Do you remember?
I do. I remember having that Miami Vice one you had. I had
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop. I had Back to the Future.
Nice.
A few other ones. I did recently pick up that Karate Kid 3.
Yeah, I saw that. That looks really cool.
Yeah, I wish I could have got the first one, but that's the only one he had. That was at Jason's. I picked that up for I think $5-6. My limit, and I've talked to old JT about this. We say we got to set a limit because if not, you go
Right.
crazy sometimes. I said my limit, it's got to be really good or something I really want. About $20 would be the most I would want to spend on cassette.
Yeah.
But they do really re-release some of these. I've seen the Chronic Dr. Dre's been re-released. It's on
cool.
a green tape.
That's
it's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's first album, Tupac, All Eyes on Me. I've seen them online where they re-release them and sell them, and they're about $15-$20. It's not bad because I seen the Chronic on eBay, original pressing on cassette, and it was like the cheapest one was like $50-$60 some.
Wow.
So,
I
and
can
even
see
the
that.
vinyl will probably be expensive too, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I bet it is. It's cool. Well, hopefully we'll continue to collect, and we'll talk more about it once we get new stuff. So, moving on. Next thing I was wanting to talk about, I watched Willy's Wonderland. That's with Nicolas Cage, where he battles animatronics. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen it, but I just laughed when you said Nicolas Cage because it seems like he does about 7 movies a month.
Yeah, he does. I love every bit of it. We were having a movie night, and it was my turn to host. And,
Oh, yeah.
we were trying to think of something to watch, and I was like, because Nicolas Cage came out with any other like batshit crazy movies, and Matt was like, I think he came out with something called Willy's Wonderland.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So I was like, well, let's rent it. So I rented it. It was like $3, and it's like I said, Nicolas Cage is not only is he battling animatronics, but I'm gonna go ahead. This is gonna be a little bit of a spoiler.
Okay.
He doesn't say one word in the whole movie.
Oh my God! How?
He goes fucking insane, and yet he says
I bet
not
he yells
one word.
and stuff though. Don't
He
he
does yell and grunt and make the funniest fucking faces.
Oh man, I gotta check it out. Where'd you see this at again?
This one right now it's for rent, but
Okay.
I guarantee it's on Netflix in the next couple of months.
Okay.
But I didn't care for like the kids in the thing, but luckily most of the time it's just Nicolas Cage like locked in this. It's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's. So these animatronics are coming to life, and when they do, he's kicking the shit out of them.
Did he write this movie or
I don't
direct it or
think he
anything?
did.
Because I was gonna say I'll just write all this other stuff, but I just won't say a damn word.
I don't know. I don't think I don't think he directed it, but it's a fun time, especially with a group of people.
And he just runs around screaming.
Pretty much. I mean,
That's
like
crazy.
but he doesn't actually say any lines of dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah, I know people that really get into. I mean, I like Nicolas Cage in the '80s and the '90s, and even some in the early 2000s. But like I said here recently, you go to Walmart and you'll see like 10 or 15 of his movies out. And I'm like, man, he must make a movie every month or two or something. I don't know.
But
somebody said he was in debt real bad. He just takes any damn movie he wants to do, and it's just to make some money. That's what I heard. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad he is doing it because there are like there's 2 other movies that came out kind of recently, and they're both awesome. One's Mandy.
Oh yeah.
And the other one is the caller out of space. I think is what it's called.
Now that is kind of like I heard like The Curse, the old movie The Curse, kind of similar to it. But I have seen Mandy. Mandy was out there.
Yeah, man. So Mandy is it's very similar in tone to Caller Out of Space. Caller Out of Space reminded me more of like a like From Beyond or like Society.
Okay.
Or like only in the terms of the monster or the creature. It's like it's morphing people into these like crazy, still alive like blobs and stuff.
See, I pass that up every time I've seen it. I should go ahead and grab
It's good.
that.
I loved it.
I did rent Mandy, and it took a little bit for me to get into that
Yeah.
one. But then it was just like, man, these people
So
are nuts.
crazy. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
But we watched that for movie night, so it's fun to watch.
Nicolas Cage doing batshit crazy movies now.
I love it. Give me Nicolas Cage in anything, and I'll watch it now.
Yeah, man, I remember growing up, Raising Arizona. I thought it was a funny ass movie, and then he got serious in some other movies. But yeah, I guess he just turns out being crazy in some of the films, and you just get a kick out of it still yet.
I love them. So what's the next thing on your list?
Well, let's talk about some YouTubers you've been watching. Have you watched any?
All right. Well, I
you been-
didn't
any
actually.
newer ones?
No, because I've been watching the same people.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say if people want to check out Cucumber and Company's channel, just because we did the chamber flick stuff, but it's nothing like what we talk about. It's just like businesses in Beckley, but it's a Cucumber ANDCO if you want to check that out. But John, I'm sure you have more stuff that's more related to our topics.
Yeah, I've been checking out Tampa J. I don't know if I've ever mentioned him on here before.
I've heard you mention his name before.
He does a lot of out and about videos, filming locations. And here recently, in the last probably year and a half, 2 years, he just recently did Friday the 13th, Jason Lives Part 6. He went somewhere, I think it was in Georgia, where they filmed that. It was a really cool video. It was like 30-some minutes long, but he really gets into detail. He shows you the location. He matches up with the scenes from the movies. He shows the scenes from the movies, shows you where he's at and everything. It was really cool because it was a real campground, and it was closed, but he met somebody there, and they was going to let him in, and he was the only one there. It was creepy at times. He said it was feels a little creepy to be there at the cabins and some of the other places there where he got to witness where they filmed Jason Lives. He even went to the cemetery.
Wow,
that was really cool. And a lot of things have changed and stuff. I love watching that. A lot of stuff that I'd like to go see myself. It's always so far away, and we just don't have time to do it. But I get to witness it through the eyes of Tampa J. And he also went to, of course, Times Square and saw the Takes Manhattan area and stuff where they filmed stuff there.
That's cool.
From that one. And he does a lot of Disney World stuff with Universal Studios, of course, showing off the Star Wars stuff that they have down there now. They have all that new Galaxy stuff. And, of course, that's another place I've never been. So I like to check that out. And he goes on rides and films the rides and everything. So, yeah, he's real. And he shows sideshow attractions on the side, on road traveling and stuff down there.
That's cool.
Georgia, Florida. He's in that area. And just recently I just saw where he's in Chicago right now, so who knows what he's filming there. But he did film Ghostbuster locations too, in New York and stuff too. He's got a lot of them, so he's really cool to check out if you ever want to get on there. His subs are going up and up and up. I mean, he's already up to like 25,000. He's only been doing it for 2 years, 2 or 3 years, so he's getting a lot of viewers, and he's a real cool guy. And hell, he even gave me his number one time, and every once in a while we text and talk about movies and stuff, so that's real cool. So check him out, Tampa J on YouTube.
Anybody else that you've been watching?
No, that's about it. Recently, I mean, I watch a lot of the same ones. I ain't really added a whole lot. I did add some newer people that's like showing cassette collections and stuff like that. Yeah. But I haven't really got into them a whole lot. Just started watching.
Kind of watching them. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with me. I've been watching like the same people, and we've mentioned a bunch of them already. So I'm sure next time I'll have somebody new. I always go, usually every 2 to like 4 months, I'll find somebody new that I get obsessed with, and I've got to watch like all their videos.
Yeah, that's probably like you did Weird Paul. Was it?
Yeah, Weird Paul's one. Eric and Daryl, the Found Footage Fest people was another. Good Bad Flicks. Yeah, you find them and you just want to watch like every video because they're so good. Cinemassacre, of course. Yeah. The Angry Video Game Nerd, like all his stuff.
His is just the best.
Yeah.
I mean, he really. I wish he'd do more of. He did a video a long time ago, a few years back, where he showed like his video store type where his collection is, but makes it look like a video store. And I wish he would show more stuff in that place. He always sits like at the counter and does videos, reviews and stuff. I wish he would go in depth and show a little bit more of some of the collections sometimes. That would be cool. I think he's way, way up there. Yeah. He's one of them big YouTubers. So.
And I need to do that once I get my room straightened out. I will do a room tour, even though I said I'd do it when I got 2,000 subscribers, and I've only got, how many do I have?
I don't know. I can't remember last time I looked.
Like 1,800 or
You're more than me.
50? I don't remember.
You're more than me. I'm trying to do this Metal Monday thing, and
I think that'll bring some new people in.
I don't know. It might. It's not doing so good on the first one, but I got a few people that really like it, so.
I watched it. I just didn't comment on it. I think because didn't you show off what you got at Larry's?
Yeah, that first one. Then I showed some footage at Larry's.
Yeah.
What he has and stuff.
He's got some cool tapes over there.
Yeah, he does, and they're not usually about $3-4 most of them. They're not real expensive. I think he does have a few Kiss ones that might be about 6 or 7, a little bit more.
Did you notice it? Did he have any punk like I said like maybe like Green Day, Rancid, Offspring?
No, I didn't see nothing like that.
Early '90s, no effects. Okay.
It might be a little hard finding that stuff.
Blink-182.
Yeah, no, I didn't see none of that.
Okay. Yeah, I just like that stuff. I'd like to get some of the because I've never really owned cassettes of that. I always had CDs of that stuff. And when I actually owned cassettes, funny enough, all I collected was country. Because this is before 1994.
Yeah.
Before, like, the only thing I listened to was country and Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer until I found Green Day in 7th grade.
That's a weird mix.
Isn't that so strange? It's
like, but I had both of them rap tapes too. And
I guess they were the most popular, so they're the easiest to get. And country was so accessible here because I lived in Athens.
Yeah.
It's just like there was nothing in Athens.
It's everywhere.
Now everything's changed. Like Princeton's like a nice little tiny city that's got like whatever you want. Back in the day, like Athens didn't have anything. They had a Geno's. They still do.
Yeah.
And like a deli, but that was it.
A deli and 2 banks and
no
I
radio
got a
stations.
CBS or something. That's about it.
The only radio station you might pick up there is from the college.
Yeah. Well, our big one here is 104.5, and it just plays,
there's a
pop
couple
and
now.
stuff a lot. I mean, it mixes up a little bit, but
you get 95.9.
Yeah, you got that one too.
But there's some good ones in Beckley now.
We did have a rap station for a while that was based out of North Carolina, but then they just shut down or whatever. I don't know. It's not on there no more. It's a different channel now, but it plays 80s stuff, so I like it too. Listen to some 80s pop every once in a while.
There's another channel we got. It's called Mix or something, and they play like seriously everything. So it's kind of cool. It's like they'll play metal, rap, pop. A soundtrack to an 80s movie. It's very strange. They play like everything, so I kind of liked it. But
we should call this the music edition. We've been going back and forth to the music stuff a lot. Recent watches, though, I guess we kind of going over what you just watched, that one.
Yeah.
Anything else you watched recently?
I have been watching Red Oaks. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's a series. There's 3 different seasons. And the first season takes place in 1985 at a Jewish country club in New Jersey. And it's got a really good cast. Craig Roberts, Jennifer Grey, Paul Reiser, Gina Gershon, Oliver Cooper, Josh Myers, who's Seth Meyers' brother. I didn't know Seth Meyers had a brother.
I didn't either.
And I'm watching this show, and I was like, that looks like the late night guy, Seth Meyers.
That's funny.
It's his brother, and it looks just like him. Except he's got this big like mustache. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. It's like it takes place in the 80s, but it's not like, hey, look, it's 80s here. It's just a good show that happens to take place in the 80s, and I loved it. I would recommend it for anybody. It's not horror at all. It's more of like a comedy, some drama, but it's good stuff. What about you?
I've been watching a lot of documentaries, and we're going right back into the metal scene of music and everything. One called Get Thrashed. I found it on Amazon. I think you can watch it on Amazon Video, but I checked it out on there, and then I was like, well, I just want to buy it, so I got it really cheap. It talks about the history of the thrash metal movement from San Francisco, from the Big Four, they call them: Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, and Megadeth. And it goes up through the 90s, and then it kind of lets you know about Nirvana and everything, killing the metal, the hair metal and stuff, and all that other, where Metallica changed and everything. And then it kind of reboots up in the early 2000s and kind of goes right back underground. A lot of thrash metal is underground and stuff. It's a pretty good documentary. But I watched another one, I was told, that's even better. It's called Murder on the Front Row. Yeah. And that's mainly about the San Francisco and the L.A. movement they had in the early 80s from them Big Four. And then there's a few more like Testament and Exodus, stuff like that. And they basically just focus on that era there up until about the mid 80s. And just talks about that and the changes and stuff that the music had at that time. It doesn't really go into the 90s, but the other one does go into the 90s and said thrash died, and then they changed. You had the punk metal and stuff, and you had stuff like Pantera, which was kind of like, it was a different kind of like thrash metal. It was a different metal altogether.
Yeah.
And they held it together for the 90s, until the 2000s rolled around. But there is a lot of bands out there underground if you get into that kind of stuff.
So I've never heard any songs by either Testament or Exodus. Is there like a song or maybe an album?
Well, there is the first one, Exodus, Bonded by Blood. That was the big one, and they made a few other ones, after that. But their lead singer, they kicked out after that one, and they got a different lead singer. And the guy that originally played their lead singer at first, he passed away. And Testament, of course, Chuck Billy, he's the lead singer. And they had some great stuff in the 80s. It was kind of like Metallica style at that time, too. But and they had other bands like Death Angel and Dark Angel, a lot of thrash bands, coming out of L.A. and San Francisco. So
awesome.
But yeah, there's some good documentaries to watch. And, of course, I watched that Don't Go in the House movie.
Yeah.
And we won't talk no more about that one because we already talked about it a little bit earlier. So
yeah, we'll have to wait for the video.
Yeah.
The last thing I had, I just kind of wanted to mention that I've been listening to two podcasts a lot. I know I've probably mentioned them before. I know I have. But the Purple Stuff podcast and Zach to the Future.
Okay.
And Zach to the Future, which I don't know, I think I've talked about that, is Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Oh, okay.
So it's Zach. And he is with the guy who made the, his name's Dashiell Driscoll, but that guy made that YouTube series, Zach Morris's Trash.
Okay.
Don't know if you ever saw it, but it was kind of like saying like Zach Morris was an awful person. So they now do their own podcast where they watch the episode and they talk about it, and sometimes they're like laughing at like the wardrobe, or like, why did we do this scene, or this doesn't make any sense. It's kind of fun to see him, and he'll have like guests on. So he's brought on like Tiffany Amber Thiessen, who played Kelly. He's brought on Jesse, who's Elizabeth Berkley. Think yes, the guy that plays Slater. Mario Lopez, he was on. Just recently they had the chick from 90210 who played the Screech's nerdy girlfriend.
Okay. Tori Spelling?
Yeah, Tori Spelling. So it's just a cool like podcast. So I'd recommend it if you like, Saved by the Bell or 90s stuff.
I just forgot about that, but that's funny. You said that. I forgot that she was actually in Saved by the Bell there.
She played Violet.
Yeah, I forgot that was her.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can't remember, but I think that she was in a total of 5 or 6 episodes. So, but she was the only love interest for Dustin Diamond's character, Screech. So yeah, she was on there recently just talking about like her first time, and she said at that time, it was kind of one of her big acting gigs because she only really did commercials and stuff. And she said after the first appearance, she got to play in 90210 like right after that. So it kind of launched her. Yeah. Other than that, what do you have? Anything to go out on?
Well, we can watch another trailer.
All right.
Check out something new coming to Blu-ray, The Cellar from 1989. Vinegar Syndrome is putting it out, so we can check that out and see what you think about that.
All right, let's watch this.
It kind of reminds you of Full Moon too, a little bit, from some of that stuff that they showed.
A little bit. And it was weird that all the action stuff was over this very light music.
Yeah, that's why I picked this one. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get it. It's got a limited edition slipcover, of course. People go crazy over these slipcovers nowadays on Blu-ray and stuff. I think it's going to be available pretty soon. But I don't know. It just looks interesting and kind of comical the way. I think I remember seeing the VHS one time, but I don't remember seeing the actual movie. I just remember seeing the cover of it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the movie, but I like the new cover or whatever. That looks cool, but I didn't see anything that looked like that in it, but maybe.
I don't know. But some of their trailers are like that, though. Yeah. Some of them, they'll play more music and just show just pieces of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one from 1989. The music, that definitely was from the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes another episode, which it's been a few months. Hopefully, it won't take this long to do another one.
Yeah, because it's like I said, we released it the last episode March 1st, and now it's almost June. So.
Yeah, so yeah, we got to get around. You've been really busy, and like I said, it's hard to get up on the weekend sometimes. I work through the week just like you do, so
Yep.
and then sometimes you work extra on the weekend. So if I can't come over to Scott's and do the podcast, I go thrifting, go to flea markets.
And sometimes it gets married.
Yeah, I
got
get married.
married.
Yeah, I got married for the third time. It's been 14 years since I've been married. I figured I finally found one worth marrying.
There you go.
And she treats me good and takes care of me, keeps me grounded, and doesn't fuss about anything I buy. So that's really cool. I have a cool movie room with cool stuff. She actually helps me hunt a lot. And I help her hunt. She collects salt and pepper shakers. I actually get into some of the ones that she gets. I find some stuff movie related.
Yeah.
Even found ones wrestling related. So, you know,
awesome.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Movie John.
All right.
And I guess going out, we can plug our stuff on YouTube. It's Scott's Slasher World. Movie John is on YouTube. You just search Movie John.
Yeah.
And he'll pop up. Terror in the Isles podcast. Some of the old episodes are still on Podbean and Apple Podcasts. If you want new episodes to be on those, just let us know, and we'll purchase that. But we haven't heard anything. If anybody wants to, if that's how they're listening, they must be watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
On Instagram, you can find Movie John at moviejohn_.
Yep.
You can find me, Scotty Slasher. That's Scotty with a Y, not an I-E. And also follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Terror in the Isles.
Yep.
Anything else before closing?
I think that's it. Just happy hunting for the summertime. I'll be out there to flea markets and stuff. Find some good horror tapes. Maybe here coming up, but the Hillsville Flea Market, I definitely will be looking for some cool stuff. And check out your local toy stores like 80s Toys, where I just picked up the Boba Fett Black Series. Really cool. That's sitting here on the table with us right now.
Yeah, he brought it in and showed me. It's a really nice figure. Really
Yeah.
nice. Well, guys, happy hunting this summer, and hope everybody finds all the treasures at the flea markets and the Goodwills. But please, please, save some for us.
And also watch some more Nicolas Cage films.
It's strange, isn't it? In real life, nobody likes to think about violence, pain, blood, and death. But project these experiences on a screen, and people form lines in the street. That's because a terror film is a lot like a roller coaster ride. Only you're sitting in a theater, which is relatively safe.